Hi guys, my name is Lemon and welcome to Virtual Fruit. Today I want to show you this little device that I've picked up a couple of weeks ago, and I just think it is one of the greatest devices that I've been using in the last couple of years. What it is actually something really simple. It is just a USB tester, and you may think yourself, well, Lemon, what in the hell do I need a USB tester for? And well, I can tell you that, at least for myself, I have like hundreds of different USB cables laying at home at this point, and I just don't really have a method or a good method to really pick them apart. Like which one is like a USB 2, which one is a USB 3, which one is has like high power delivery, which one has like low power delivery. And this little device is actually solving basically most of these problems. And yeah, let me just show you basically what it does. Okay, so I have a little USB cable here and it runs on battery. I'll show you just in a second where the battery is and everything. And it basically just shows us here data transmission, USB 2.0, USB 3.2, power transmission, and power delivery 3.0. And I will blend in some stats on the display now what these actually mean. But like this, you can have a really neat little oversight what your USB cables can actually do. And the cool thing about this is you can actually plug in pretty much anything. So on one side, you can always plug in. Wait, does it focus? Hello. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So on one side you can either plug in USB-C, USB Type A, and on the other side you can plug in USB-C, micro USB, micro USB Type B, mini USB, and Lightning. So you always plug in one side here and one side here. And with that, you can actually test a whole bunch of different USB cables. On the left side, we have like the power switch. You can either power this with one AAA battery, or what's pretty cool, even if you don't have a battery, you can just use this USB port here, USB-C port, to power it with a regular charger. Like any phone charger is just gonna work. And here we have the power switch and the menu switch. And I will show you what this does in a second. So let me just go ahead again and compare, like, let's say two different cables right now. Okay, so the first one is this one, and we can just see what I have, right? We have USB 3.2 and we have 3.0 power delivery, so like a pretty good cable. So let's compare this to this cable, for instance. And here we can see we have also 3.2 data transmission, but we only have regular power transmission. So there's no PD 3.0 or PD 3.1 power delivery. The other thing that you can look here is sort of if you want to have more information for a cable, there's like a little menu button here, and you can just click that once, and you see all of the different pins and stuff that this USB cable has. And as you can see, this one is almost like a perfect USB cable. It has almost all of the standards that like a USB cable needs. And we can also compare this to the other cable. So if we plug in this one, for instance, we're probably gonna see some, yeah, like here we can see that like some of the pins are missing, so it's probably not going to be as versatile of a cable, or perhaps it has to do with this being USB-A on one side. I'm not entirely sure about this, but just so you can see that, you can see like the differences. And another cool thing that it has is you can read USB-C markers. So here we can see the USB-C E marker, which is like a little chip inside that is put in by the manufacturer so that you can read it out and actually see more of the stats or like the properties that this USB-C cable should have right from the factory or from the vendor. And here you can see it is a passive cable. It has a really low latency, 10 nanoseconds. It has power 20 volt or 3 ampere or 60 watt and 60 watt. It has a speed of 3.2 and USB 4 actually. So that's cool. So like, wait, let me just, yeah, there we go. So the cool thing about this is the problem is with the regular tester, so this one, you can only go up to 3.2 USB data transmission testing. But with the e-marker, you can actually see if it has even more technically. So like this one technically goes up to USB 4 Gen 2 and 10 gigabits per second or 20 gigabits per second max speed. And that is really cool. So like even if you have a cable that is actually maxing out the capabilities of this device of measuring something, you can still have the e-marker if your USB cable supports it. Okay, so in the next step, I just want to go on and show you this cable, for instance, and just test out a bunch of different cables. This one, for instance, doesn't have any power, any data transmission, as you can see. So whether 2.0 nor 3.0 or 3.2, nothing, like no data transmission at all. It only has power transmission, and even there, like not a lot. This is probably like some cheap AliExpress accessory cable that I got at some point, and I find this like super cool that I can test this now. I've actually labeled now this with like power only. So I will never have to use this again. I mean, like, perhaps you can also just throw this away if you want to, but it's just cool that you have like this capability. So let's test out USB-C to USB-C cable. And here, really good cable again, 3.2 USB data transmission, and power transmission is okay, but not really high, right? So for instance, like if you wanted something that you want for charging your phone or laptop or something, sometimes this might actually not be enough, right? So that's really cool to see. We can also check, okay, the pins are really good on this one. We can also check the resistance, by the way. I forgot to show this earlier. So just if you're interested in that, I personally am not so much, so I'm not going to explain it too much here. But if you want to, you can look up online or in the manual that comes with this little device here. It will also tell you a little bit about this. It doesn't have an e-marker, so you can't really read all the other capabilities that it has, but that's just really cool. So let's go on and perhaps actually test a iPhone cable. Why not? So we can go on. We can test an iPhone cable. And here we can see it has USB 2.0 and power transmission, but nothing special, right? So you may have got, and here we can see some of the lightning pins. So it has all of them. And some other, and it doesn't have a USB CE marker. Okay. So let's measure, let's see this one, for instance. This is a USB-A to USB or micro USB-B cable. Not sure if it works. Yeah, it does. Okay, so here we have 3.2 data transmission, but not a lot of power. This is actually used for an external hard drive that I have. Now I have a bunch of micro USB cables here. We can also test. And here we have USB 2 and power transmission, but nothing special. I'm assuming this one is going to be the same. I'm not going to test like all my cables now here, by the way, because I don't want the video to be limitless long. But this is like about the same as the other one. And now test this one. This one looks really cheap again. Perhaps another just power delivery cable we're going to see right in a second. And yes, again, this is probably one of these super cheap AliExpress cables. And as you can see, these are really only good for a little bit of power transmission. So this is great that we can compare these like that. I will show you also how you can use this without the battery. So like if you don't want to insert a battery or the battery is low or something, you can just turn the device off and then you can just, this cable is connected to a regular iPhone charger, by the way. We just plug it in and it comes right up. And yet again here, we can just test USB cables. So this one is really just for power delivery here to power the device, and this one is just a regular test. So the test goes always from the right side to the underside, and that's about it. And yeah, this is pretty much everything that needs to be said about this device. I just think it is probably the greatest device that I've purchased in the last couple of years. Maybe that has helped me a ton with like my USB cables. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. And if you're interested in this, I have link in the description to my Amazon affiliate link. Just so you know, if you click on that link, you can just purchase it for like the normal way on Amazon. You're not going to be charged anything more, but you would actually support this channel a little bit by purchasing it with the link, because I will get a little bit of a percentage of the sale. But yeah, you don't have to use that link, by the way. I'm also not getting sponsored. I'm not really doing this for the money, to be honest. I just thought this is just a really great device that people really need to know about. Treedix, if you see this, well, definitely hit me up or something. Maybe we can collaborate or something. And even if not, though, I hope that you guys are gonna make a successor of this device in the future, perhaps with USB 4.0 or Thunderbolt capabilities as well, where we can measure that. But so far, this has been like the best device that I found where you can test your USB devices, and it's not even as expensive. It's about $40 on Amazon, and again, I linked it below if you're interested. And yeah, that was about everything from me, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I see you guys in the next one.